go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Isn't it wonderful? There's just something about flying a kite that makes you feel at peace. Brings back memories of carefree times. And in fact, maybe as you're flying the kite, life just feels so carefree. Life feels so free. But have you ever wondered, how does the kite feel about all of this? I mean, if the kite could feel, what would it think about being tugged around? Sure, it's pretty exhilarating, pretty fun when you get up there, you get close to the clouds, you can get in the sky and just see so much, but it wants to see more. It wants to keep going. It has this string attached that makes it so it can't do what it really wants to do. But anyone who understands aerodynamics realizes that it's because of the string that the kite is able to fly. If the kite were just out there, it might float around a little bit, but eventually it's going to come down. Eventually it will not do what the kite wants to do. It won't do what we want it to do either. There's this symbiotic relationship almost between the kite and the string and the person who is holding the string that allows the kite to soar, that allows the kite to get up into the sky, that allows us to have those carefree moments. In our lives, we can experience something like the kite does as well. We might go through our lives thinking, this is great, or I enjoy doing this, but after a while we start to feel like there's a string attached. After a while we start to feel like, you know what? Maybe I can't do as much as I really want to do. I mean, think of our faith. Think about the commandments. Sometimes they can feel like that string that is keeping us from expressing true freedom. But St. Paul says it is for freedom that Christ set us free. Now that might seem entirely obvious. If you're free, then you experience freedom. But what St. Paul is trying to express to us is that there are certain things that are slavery. That when we live in sin, that's really slavery because we're not doing what we want to do. God has created us for Himself. And so when we sin, we experience slavery, we experience death. But when we allow Jesus Christ, when we allow the Holy Spirit to kind of be that string that holds us in, then we start to soar. It's when we try to live in that sense of freedom that says, I can do anything and whatever I want, whenever I want, that's when we come crashing down. But when we allow Jesus to hold on tight to us, then we soar. Then we go up into the atmosphere, and eventually we go up to heaven. We can experience that gift of heaven right now by letting Jesus be attached to us and attaching ourselves to Jesus always. Sure, there are going to be those things where we might want to do something. Might want to do more. We might want to experiment a little bit in our lives. But when we live with Christ, we live in true freedom. Because the freedom that Jesus brings by showing us the path that He has laid out for us, that freedom gives us happiness, gives us joy, and helps us to live even in tough times with a little bit of a carefree attitude. Because for freedom, Christ set us free.